Hold up, welcome in. Gonna let up and let go of the judgmental bullshit. Why? Because that's the only way you can understand any blockages. Blockages. Yo, I don't care about what you gotta say in defense. If you don't listen to me, you are proving that you are a coward. Because what I'm outputting here, what you will find within my videos is keys that you came here to remember how to use. All I am is a thing that's gonna go right through because I see you. I feel it. That's what I'm here to do. To feel you. You. The power of you. Which I have broken down to show you is also represented as the number 2 and or 1. Go watch my videos with anything to do with explaining numbers. And I explain numbers too in videos that are not titled numbers. Why don't you own up to let go of whatever defense mechanism you put up when you see or hear me talking for whatever amount of snippet you listen to? Huh? Why don't you do yourself that favor? Why don't you own up to a challenge? You still quarantined really, so what else are you gonna do? Figure out a way to still run? What we got right here is a representation of the sky, the moon, and the sun. Now, immediately, if this bothers you, if this labeling bothers you, for any reason, you have to let go of your barriers. To be offended is a choice. To be offended means you sit on, acknowledge within self, discomfort, unstableness. This is no intelligence, no intellect. This is a choice of fear worship. That is an illusion. That is ultimately chosen to be a slave. If words bother you, fine. But understand, if they bother you, you are closed off in certain areas, and you don't have to be open in every area. But if, to whatever extent you are not able to live based off of your being bothered or offended or these fragilities in your existence, understand you are misplacing the value and understanding of fragility based off of chosen delusion living, ego-led living. One way we understand that is to choice to say that no. The moon has to be a woman, is the womanly figure, and the sun has to be the man figure. Now I've explained already in every video titled Sun, Moon, and Us. That's not true. I even attached a clip to one of the videos, the first one with no number on it. Sun, Moon, and Us. So the proof of why I say this is in those videos, and I will go over it randomly at will here, but I'm not going to go down a list every single time. Do yourself the favor, please subscribe to the channel. This is an avenue that you won't find elsewhere. You're gonna see similar, thankfully, source energy. But I didn't call this a lot. I call it eternally invincible. You are eternally invincible. Livelsome. You are livelsome. You are levelsome. Atticus. What does it mean now? Those are 2 of my names. That's it. It's a combo of my first name and middle name. That's it. Source respect. Now this is the thing you gotta understand. This is what we gotta look at. Why? Woman out there. As far as I know of, the little theory behind being pregnant is when your belly hangs a little lower, it's a boy. When it's up higher, it's a girl. The moon is, here we go. This is the surface, this is the plane we are on. You could call this a wavy plane that appears solid. Regardless, it's not a ball. But you can understand how to still look at it as a ball via totally allowing yourself to see how you vicariously live through all of your enjoyments of the outside. That's a route I can personally take you through. But that is so involved in what you could look at as the dark side that I have to guide you on a day-by-day availability, literally a day-by-day availability, to understand how to extract you, but first and foremost, extract your avoidance of you through these outwardly enjoyments. That's what you gotta understand it first, because that's what the truth demands. And I can make that fun for you, but no matter what, it's still gonna hurt, because it's a level of you that's been, for whatever reason, avoiding you. So that's the point, though. That pain is growth. That's the kind of pain that you want to learn to know, and then you want to learn how to know. All right, that you're trying to still run from growth by trying to grow in other places that you done grown already, and all these types of other pains that's out there, right? And then you want to know how to attack that self-growth pain first, because ultimately that's what the ultimate fear is that acknowledged realization of self. Why? Because you are aware of ultimate responsibility in a millisecond. And you've been trained to think that that's not good. But your honesty determines how much of it is not good. That's why you see some people saying, "Oh no, this is not the time to talk about this." That most of the time when you hear people saying that shit, no, it's the time to talk about it. But there is truth ultimately there that your honesty will dictate when it's time for you to go. What's immediate for you to go over. That's what your honesty is doing. That's like, so whatever that would look like too, what you're most afraid of in the moment. You got to know how to analyze that. Why are you afraid? Well, because why? Because like it says in the Bible, the fear is not from the ultimate power. Fear is not from the ultimate source. Fear is from an alternate source that needs to be respected too, and not feared like the Gurky Herbitsky program would tell you. But that's fine, because it's not about the judgment. It's about, like I just said in the beginning of this video, it's about the integration of accepting that the other person you see, no matter what, is ultimately you. Because if they had to describe how they think, well, they're going to go say, well, I felt like this. All right. So obviously there's a difference, but are you honoring the difference? The way to honor the difference isn't by figuring out how to fit in the status quo. It's about having to learn you to understand how to lead your now. That will allow true connection to any soul tribe, anybody you think you lost or deserve. That's the way you're going to find it, the only way. Now, there's exceptions out there to mimic you and mock you, to make you think you're letting go by still looking away. That's called old school entertainment. That's called old school sales tactics. Pre-2020, right? Source respect. But there you go. So you take credit. Oh, I'm still doing it. Yeah, it's now source energy. You want to know how to look at this. All right, now there you go. That's what he's saying. The sun is further. And the moon be moving up and down. More than the sun, up and down. Right? Now what's that look like? That looks like the moon. That's the testes. The testes shift up and down. They dim out. They swap. They say the moon changes. So yeah, that's the testes. You gotta let go of the strict programming that you have devoted yourself to via, most of the time, popcorning and combined with entertainment and dispersal of energy, especially when the misuse of the physical sexual energy, that's called a carnal orgasm, the misuse of it. Now when the human being is in the puberty age, there is excess of this energy via the body telling you that via wet dreams, no matter which female vessel or male vessel. Your body's doing that, it's telling you there's excess physical energy. So bravo, congratulations. It's nothing to be pouty over, all right? If you don't, I don't have it. Oh, listen, you can look at the excuses all you want, but you know why you don't have it? Because your freaking soul gave you a vessel that said, yeah, you're not gonna be bothered with shit that way. So just own up to your power. Stop trying to make it an agony because you can't fit into this person's fucking pentagram. But you still know them, so you're not owning how you could be optimizing the relationship. And you gotta let go of the false way to be shit. That's it. You gotta tell them, you heard it. This is what you gotta accept, this thing. This way. Why am I doing that? Because who doesn't like standing next to a beautiful woman? Source energy, but all due respect, janky hurt, perverts. Now, I understand that. I understand that plague all too well. Just go act for the statistics of my marriage behavior. Source respect. It's a disease. You gotta own in the power. So, and now you gotta see too. That I already went over the millions of the proof and the examples. What this do, and you gotta see, okay, you got red shift, blue shift. They say, well, why couldn't you just be purple? And, well, you know what? It could be, but it's not. Why? Because when you look outside, the sky is blue, and what you don't, and what's in the middle is green. That's why we don't really, the human eye does not pick up green, because the sun is actually burning green, like the heart's energy, but it's representing the green through its like effect on the surface, on the plane. This you're gonna see as grass and leaves. So we're like literally in the show-off area. We're in the pageantry. So when you see feminine here, if I don't care what vessel what you identify as, if you consider yourself attracted to femininity, you gotta understand the way you've been trained to be attracted to it is not accurate. It's not optimal, nor is it really accurate, because femininity has everything to do with going inside, going in. The source energy. That's why, because the femininity is first. It is magnetism. It's what is. No, okay, here we go again. Oh, the men don't get mad. I can show you how to optimize the usage of saying, oh yeah, just do what she says, but you can't go into that literally, because actually there is no difference. If you want to go physical, you gotta understand that the masculine energy, ladies, of all kinds, is equal. All right, that you will not have this existence without masculine energy. So no matter what you think you're gonna claim, you have to, you gotta let it go, because you're blocking the ultimate experience of this realm if you don't let go and know your role. If you're gonna hate masculinity, for all you need for feminine something, disintegrate it, transmute it, own your integrity, because the hate you're on is a lack of forgiveness. You're hating on an awareness level that you have set up for yourself to learn is one of the ultimate obstacles for you to understand continuance and true ability, true let go. That's why you gotta understand and create matrix power for you. That's why Neo had to learn how to let go. All right, Neo is the feminine energy. Neo is a representation of the feminine energy. But if you want to own the plane, you will not defeat this. That's why that fight, you will not defeat the masculine. That's why that fight goes out like it does. All right, in the Matrix Revolution. That's why that fight goes like it does. And that's right. This video, I don't care whether you watch it or not. Well, you have the dignity of watching. Now you're going to see a cool link if you actually subscribe and look at the whole videos that I put out. Here's the sanctifying why I'm able to post what I did on Instagram involving the Matrix Revolutions, inverse reflux, source respect, source now, source energy, source source protection, source prosperity. Go ahead, adapt it so you can change. I don't care which way you adapt it. Make fun of the shit. Go ahead, support the energy. Source now, source energy. Now, you're gonna put out, you're gonna have rock, paper, scissors. That go to rock, source energy. Oh, with the paper, yeah, that's fine. Because, I'll be wrapped in some feminine paper. Source energy. It needs the rock to feel good, right? Yeah. Now, so you let the masculine moon understand. Look, the Egyptians allow the confusion. And it's not about the hating. I appreciate it. right? I'm just trying to help you understand how to get off, break your barriers so you can get with the flow. The source, the now time is telling you got to do this. You got to open up the barriers. You're here to live like this. This is a utopia you can have. Or you can go the other way. That's a different route. But you got to select your timeline. That's on you. So right? Because you got to break down the fight too to make you understand. Like the guy, look at the fighting styles. He's burning. And that fight on fight, Neil's burning energy like it's an unstoppable. He's going for, even in that heightened, even in the most powerful version of Smith, which is all of them at once anyway. Once he gets any addition, he cannot keep, like, even after Neil appears hurt, like, oh, the sun burst, like a burn, like but it's as if it didn't happen. It just keeps burning. Because after the blow, when you see a little internal blood from the Neil character, it's as if it didn't even happen. He cannot stop the onslaught. He gets wiped out the window. You can't understand. Like, it just, but that's another thing. You see, if rip this shit apart, just a person being a person, I don't care what vessel you're in. What you gotta understand is, motherfucker, you gotta dictate that fight. He flew in the air? Oh yeah, well you gotta keep your ass where you know your strengths. You know you don't know how to fight up there like that. What you doing? You gotta own your time. You gotta own your now. See, I'll break it down, break it apart for you. It's all respect. You're gonna pay your dollar to see the movie. I can show you how to equate to your credit character, whatever you know. I'll show you how to live through the denial of it first, which you have to, because the truth demands it of you. That's what it is. If you don't do it that way, you're gonna get a little shaky. Because when I open up the barriers to understanding, you can understand. You're welcoming ether, but ultimately it's opportunity you're welcoming. So what's that mean? Because he's burning like that, he's going faster. The sun, if you look at it, it always winds up lapping the moon. It's a different kind of energy, but it's the same thing ultimately. It's just a different expression of itself. That's the level of duality. You can't get, so that, again, the power of your choice. You see, it's all internal. You got to be aware of the manifestation is slowed in the solidity vessel. Source respect. You fuck off if you can't understand the appreciation of a sales pitch. Fuck you. That's it. You gotta appreciate the prosperity ability. What the fuck you think you're here for? Source energy. That's it. Stop the bullshit. It's not the way. If you want, listen, you're gonna ultimately understand the land where you go. You look, respect the balance of energy. You're gonna be in a nation that's going to allow you to go kumbaya in the Alpine woods, but you can still respect the area. You're going to have a little grid, off the grid rule variation. But it's still, you got to understand the totality. Once you are aware of any other person, no matter if you never see them again, you got to respect the awareness of them whenever it comes up inside of you. How? By using whatever it comes up to you from them as fuel to inquire about whatever you're going through. Hence why you came up with them internally, whether it was purposefully or not. That's what you gotta do. That's why you're going to be aware. That's why you want to be aware of who you allow your time with. The only way you're going to know how to optimize who you allow your time with is to always be open. It doesn't mean everybody has to know everything about you. It means how to be open in the moment. That means having the ability to be able to hear anything and not fucking like, no, there's no way. Like, okay, no judgment if that's where you're at. But you gotta know how to at least have a 2-minute durability constantly on how to carry a conversation and not have to be, why? Because you may need a job that's going to extract 2 minutes of your time to get to know you. Because 2 minutes is actually a long time. That's like 2 years really. But you don't want to know that. You want to be distracted. You want to go into blah, 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 what they tell you to go to. You want to be a vegetable, functioning. You have a right to do that. Hell, there's no, you want to know what land's the best place to do it at? That's called the USA. because you got all outlets to just lose it and blame anything you want. But that isn't. But listen, you're gonna learn how to know your role. If you get out of hand with the ability to be an ignorant, dumb fuck, source respect. All right. But if you know you want to take that knowledge, hey, listen. Just tell people you got a secret hide on this channel of knowledge. Tell them, turn that shit right here. All right. You go. This is what you want to know. And then they said the female, the girl, when it sits up high, get it high, you want to get high. That's why they say if you're a man, it turns you feminine. If you're a woman, it turns you masculine. Notice the symbols. Why? So for a woman, see, that's why a woman be like afraid of dice and shit. So respect. Because they have the audacity to want to go to a lower vibration of existence. Like women have this way of knowing that they're innate way of knowing that they are essentially, hence the way they naturally gravitates towards an extracurricular vanity. And all right, so then you have these women born with a female vessel that don't really care about that shit that way. Their vanity's more into more masculine activities. There you go. And then vice versa. You got the men that have this equipment to be down and dirty and raw deal, but they care more about the essence of, venility. Is that a word? Venility? Source respect. Vanity. Thing. This not, but this, again, as I just went over, this is no fucking, what you have is people that make fun of it, like I play a game on purpose playing it, but then you get people that you so not accepting of self, you try to take anything you can as an excuse to run from the acceptance of fucking challenging and doing and appreciating your now, to understand you got the ultimate opportunity to do whatever the fuck you want anymore. You gotta start somewhere. So you gotta start with the choices. Now hence, you don't understand see, and again, go back to the Matrix reference. He said the problem is choice. No, it's not the problem. And whether the machines understand it too, no, fuck that. It's not the problem. It's the beauty, the choice. You just afraid of it. You see, the choice, like I said, starts early. So you gotta constantly understand the choice that you want to envision. So I'm gonna show you how to break the barrier to constantly accept the fucking transmutation required for you to do the thing. What transmutation? The transmutation required of what you've used thus far to you. That's why I have the audacity to label the parents 6 months and older. You want to fucking run away, fine. That obviously, then you're so prepared to put the upbringing of your children that are being born in this era still on the alignment on the fucking programming that was designed in Iron Age, cold tactics. That's not going to be equipped for fucking age recovery. So you're going to turn your kid into a fucking robot. Shout out to Dolo the pilot man, the flight boss, to that channel. Shout out to Bishop Larry Gators, that avenue, that level. Hey, all you, the dinky hurt bullshit I was talking about, immediately, you gotta check out both channels. And then I'll shout out to the original, the great Santos Bonacci. Already got to start somewhere. And you gotta understand who paved the way. And you gotta understand the respect of now. Now you see, when we look in the sky, what's happening is the juggling, it creates an energy in the center. And then you get whatever angle level you want to look at it from, you can say that no, there actually is a fucking mountain in the North Pole. That's why there's a no-fly zone for all, apparently, for what they say, there's a no-fly zone for all aircraft over the North Pole. So that's what they say. That could be a bunch of bullshit, or it could be a bunch of real shit. Who cares? I'm just saying this avenue of shared fucking work from my angle to you. Source respect. But anyway, we gotta understand that this is the energy that, whether the sun and the moon are revolving around it in the middle, you call it polar, source respect, whatever you want, or whether you just want to understand that, when they come, because of their rotation, they create an energy in the middle. And this is what everybody's juggling. Source energy. That's what you're searching for. The power of acceptance of this, of the center. Source respect. What? That's why But you see, it's not always literally about the center, but it is the center. That's the point. It's all the ripple effect. Source energy. Or the now. Oh, he said no one. Now one. And that's why the symbols that represent these things are telling you. If you understand all the way this, then the symbol goes down, the cross in the middle. They say that's Venus. And if you understand this too, it's a symbol going up, arrow. You say, I'm moving far, I don't even gotta do the center. Yeah, what? The line is the center. I'm going. Exactly. But you see, that's just you don't gotta be that way. I'm just showing you that. It's all about your natural expression is what it is. Let go. Needing a damn, always a list. Like lists are good, obviously, but stop making it the precedent before accepting the knowledge. Like, stop making because it's not set up in a like. All right, I understand that's gonna get people, but you can understand that's how. If it's always presented to you that way, it's already catering to that ego. So I'm not caring about that. And I still will present things that way eventually. I have already. But it's not about conventional. You gotta understand, how are you gonna break barrier if you always trigger out conventional? Conventional is a thing invented for people by someone that's figured out how to control someone. You gotta know origins. You gotta have the audacity to get origin. Because you're here experiencing what they said. Now you gotta see this too, the flight, something all air, source energy, because it's all one and the same. Source respect, water, fire, earth, the solidity, and the air. They're all just expressions of itself. The ether, the thought, the choice. What? Because the beginning, the feminine made a choice to say, I want to solidify. To do that, it had to let go of itself to where it represented something that it did not that was masculine. The male vessel. Then to express itself again through the understanding of what it was necessary to have solidity existence. This is why the masculine, this is why the story, this is why it's portrayed as how it is. In the Abrahamic religions. That's why it's fraternal. That's why it's male. Because the come down was a male vessel. That's what it's trying to tell you. Like if anything you understand from it, if you don't understand, it's basically telling you too it's basically telling you how to understand astrology, astrotheology, all of that too. That's what it's doing. Now you see, and we understand too, before I even get into this, showing you that gem, those keys. This is about going in. This is, like I said, this is outward. This is about expression. This is about going within. That's why they go in, and if they're so in tune with masculine, they feel like they have the lack of ability to express themselves because they're missing a penis. That's how deep they get, right? And this is why some men can have the audacity to say that anal feels good. Listen, source respect, because they feel like they're missing the thing that was required for them to experience that inward ability. Hence, when you get it, ladies, when you get inserted, you're enjoying your ability to take in. Source respect. So you're gonna see that this is this. This is this. This is this. This is this. What? Precisely. Well, if they say it's up and down is a misconception. It's all in out, which, if you understand the infinite vastness of this plane we're on, whether you want to say it's actually wavy or sailed, whatever it is, it's a plane. It's going in. It's going out vastly. You know, levels, the waters. So to really understand the travel is not only about up, down, it's about in, out. Right? How you gonna know your levity, your levitation ability, if you don't know your interjection ability? All right. But you want to know beloved because you're not supposed. You're gonna need distractions and slavery if you accept fear being your boss. You are supposed to identify the fear energy within you so you know what to act on, not how to keep hanging, not how to keep worshiping it. That was a desire of humanity, known as manifesting in the Iron Age. You gotta know how to clear your chakras, how to clear. That's real. Look, even if you're stuck in the Abrahamic religion way of looking at it, then you gotta know how to be clean. But listen, get mad if you want, but you gotta understand there's other ways to be clean than what the Abrahamic religion says. That's me getting on the source energy. It's liquid beauty, but that's knowing how to solidify. Look, even the spirit realm, something as soft as a leaf is hard. Oh, but it's some hard leaves. All right, to get soft as sheets. I could get X-rated in this thing and go, all right, the softest vagina. Listen, even in the spirit realm, these things are hard. Why? Because the spirit realm is ether. But guess what? It says who? It says what? How do you know there ain't ways to go to spirit realm and still tap into solidity real quick and say no, it's still liquid gas. These are the stories of Polarians, Hyperboreans, Lumerians. They said that's what solidify. And that's what they say the Lumerians are the barrier of getting lost in solidity. So you understand, so imagine, so if spirit realm is actually the majority of time, which is eternal, and you go, and there's actually a place to actually think that and feel, to know that end is real, like finite is real, that would be considered stupid to do, but also, how would it not be considered stupid? To know that actually, no, you can solidify and stay. You don't know how old people are here. You don't know. Because there's such thing as infinite breath too. Look it up. Shout out to Illuminati Congo. Breathing God. Source respect. You talk about inverse reflux. Know your timelines? Source energy. Shout out to Illuminati Congo. Breathing God. Source respect. Source energy. Source prosperity. Source appreciation. See. Source now. Source energy. Will you allow your power? That's what's about the views. I don't be paying for the thing yet. Maybe when I hit a certain video number, I'll pay for a thing yet. And if the people who pay for it get the courage, they social respect. They go to courage. They'll do what? They go through the videos. They gotta tell you to do if you don't watch this far, or if you watch only a snippet. Why not? Challenge it. So what you understand is, if that's true, if the majority of the time the spirit realm, if you know that as a soul and the manifestia, they know how to incarnate, to let go of reincarnate. Then you will see that actually this is the heaven then. So you don't fear. You respect your now if you're watching this. Because if you're watching this, you got loud power now. You got an awareness ability. You know how to let go. That's called soul tribe. Soul family. That has nothing to do with the same blood. That has something to do with the ability to connect with the source energy. This energy. That's not able to be felt. It's a feel thing. And it started looking like stuff. And what happened, the air come in and it's allowed to start looking like stuff. That's when you do something, you got kids out there that say, oh, he's climbing the walls. Well, so then I'm telling you, this is for the parents, especially for any parent. It's for anybody. But if you got a child, I don't care what age the child is, I don't care what gender, it doesn't matter what age. If you have a child and you've been in it for 6 months or less, you need to watch this shit immediately because you got to let go of barriers to help you know this. Hey, listen. Look, We want sanctified ability here. You don't want to trap the spirits. These spirits are incarnated now because the energies, they're aware of the energy. And you want to have a child, they got a right to know that they can use their energy here. We can't be, you're not supposed to be here acting like, oh yeah, we're gonna get up on trapping the kids. No. No. Because actually you're running for money and the ability to have some real knowing power and some real fucking ability to go on some fun here. Listen, listen, the one is the all. Alright, that's what I'm trying to show you awareness. The one is the all. Let go so you can be a part of the fucking utopia. Booyah, source respect. What's wrong with it? Well, yo, I clean up for you. You can say I'm a walking fucking trash can. Why? Because I care. No, listen, they listen. That don't mean I'm a piece of shit, alright? Okay? That means that I'm a transmuter. I'm not your regular trash can, I'm a fucking transmuter. Yes, with respect. Shout out to the transporter with this music. Where I learned this music. This track. Oh my goodness. You gotta know how to open up. Like, yo, can you put your whole body into the, yo, alright, listen, I take an assistant. Looking for a female assistant. Seriously. Serious. To help me remain in this stuff. An editor too. So respect. If you're the email's available in my links. There you go. So you gotta know. This is the energy. So you see Superman logo is this. If you go to Kabbalah, the Zephyr, the 10 Zephyr, the tree of life, you know, and down the tree of death. The Superman is telling you, it's telling you the truth. Because it's reversed on itself because they're saying, oh yeah, he's just a child, he didn't know, he didn't understand. And he was coming down to a place where he's going to be ultimately powerful. But ultimately, for him, that was his saving ground, right? So that was his saving ground, parallel. So actually, you could consider Earth as heaven for him, right? Because if not, what would he be? Right? Come on, let's look at it. In irreversible flux, as the alien planet, as a human, you're looking at this alien planet, they're supposedly advancing us. They were doing space travel, pioneering vessels and shit. Other bodies of water, known as planes or planets, are alive too. So they was doing that, right? So it's considered them as advanced as humanity. So for human, you gotta see that for inverse of flux for him, Earth is like a heaven for him because he was not gonna have no planet, right? No body of water to live on. So, but that's not exclusive to California. That's for everybody. But because if you're going off what I've been guiding you through, if spirit realm is the majority of time, because it's eternity, to manifest on the physical matter is a form of heaven, gold mine, platinum, existence. But you got to know how to live this illusion with all due respect to this fucking thing that allows you to be. Now, how you do that? By understanding that the acknowledgement of the astral realm, but also respecting the physical realm immediately, and anybody else you see is ultimately you. That's why these stories about Christ in a religion vessel, of God, about everybody treat the same. It's true. That's called intellect. You don't got to only understand it from Jesus Christ's standpoint to understand that damn level of dignity or respect. That's called now power. You can sanctify you. So you listen. I'll break the barriers for you. It's you. They're only showing you why you know you. Again, the stories of Venus. The Egyptians made it. Like I tell you, because that's what they say about the moon. It could turn to anything it needs to. That's the point that is trying to help you understand. That's the inverse reflex. That's how you know they're the same. It's true. Because without the moon, then there will be no sun. That's why if you know the truth of the Abrahamic religion, the Bible, that the day starts actually, it's first, the moon, but the inverse reflux. And where does that come from? That's ultimately, I don't know who it comes from. I have my theories about where it comes from. I'm not going to, but it's not about no hate. Ultimately, it probably comes from people who are lost in like a secret sun worship, like beyond. Like the Tammuz, they lost it. Like, and maybe it was before that. But nonetheless, you got to understand that physically, why you understand it this way first? Why do you understand it this way first? Why? Nothing to say that, but the other ways like the inaccuracy that get you sick. Like it gets you extinguished. This way to understand, you can either notice this is essential way to understand. Once you understand it this way, then you know how to play with the other ways. That's why you get it. That's why I'm saying people who want to suppress this, you don't want to be afraid of this because this is the way to keep going for you, and this is the way to keep going for anybody. To the relinquishment of the truth. That's why in the movie The Dark Knight Rises, shout out to Batman fans out there to the genre, myself included, being a fan. Albeit not my top 3, and maybe not even in the top 6 questionably for me, but nonetheless, that's not a bad thing. I've already shown you how every number is equal. 7 is number 1, 8 is number 1, 9 is number 1, 10 is 4 is 6 is number 1, 5 is number 1, 4 is number 1, 3 is number 1, 2 is number 1, 1 is number 1. Why? Because alternately they all have their value too. That's why. Check all my number videos. And you'll understand that more deeply, concretely, and beyond. So, you gotta know how to be everybody's actions to acknowledge their ability to transmute the ether is gonna vary. That's called infinite source creation ability. That's why nobody looks the same. That's why it's keep going. Even when you make something that's around, it makes something new. That's the beauty of it, physicality. It's a representation of infinity. Source respect to the vessel. So you go. Source energy. Excuse me. So that's what. And then you keep going. Some people stop on this plane because they already been down there. Some people go all the way down there, some people go all the way down to the tree of death too, doing this. Then they know how to reverse that shit back up, and then they go right there in the fucking plane too. Because they said, I'm gonna come, and the rest of it is to go show the word of how motherfuckers who are interested that want to go back up. I'm gonna help them. Motherfuckers who are interested how to stay playing, I'm gonna help them. Motherfuckers who are interested how to go down, I'm gonna help them. Sounds like you listen to maybe, or maybe not. Source energy, maybe too, or maybe not. Source now. So whatever you want to know, you better know how to own up, to know how to associate to what the fuck you feel. You cannot be afraid of the feelings. That's called knowledge. What feelings inside of you? That outside is not first. Why? Because I done explained to you, the feminine is first. You gotta know internal. That's the meat vessel manifestation is delayed. You gotta appreciate that. Because then you will be manifesting a fucking whatever. It's called go find a 19 why I'm partial. Alright, social respect. Go find a 1980s action flick. So you know why. You gotta make your fucking watch the movie once. Get real high, get real drunk. That's all I'm gonna advocate. That other shit, listen, that's on you. Even the drunk, mix the drinking with some water, you'll be alright. Oh, but water's not good. Yeah, okay, get lost in that. So now, that's why the instant manifestation is delayed in the meat vessel. No doubt, that's a good thing. So, but again, so the feminine is telling you, you go in. That's what I'm saying. But you got everything capable. You're a walking fucking Terminator. Whatever model you like, you own it. But you're a human being ultimately. Don't get lost in that shit. You're a human being only. But the human being, again, is a walking representation of infinity. It's about your choices. You gotta have the audacity to allow. You're gonna hate. Listen, get the fuck out there. You're gonna always do. You can't have money. Listen, what are you talking about? What money? All right. You can have a way of not having money, but you cannot hate on the way of having a currency. That's just a way of being a nuisance. Because you're trying to fucking just start everything because what's the drive? You don't know how to not like people. So you get the fuck out of here. You think you're gonna go? Listen. So some people here manifested to do that, but if you are manifesting here to do that, you know you ain't trying to fucking tell everybody to get together so you can tell them, oh yeah, just drop everything at once. Everything's gotta be free and just do everything for everybody. Like what? They don't even know how to do this shit. There's gotta be incentive. Like you go. Like just adapt to the now. What now? Your now. Where you're at. Don't hate. Figure out how to use your abundance that you have. Because if you didn't have abundance, you wouldn't be able to watch this. That's the truth. Anything else is your excuse, looking for an excuse not to dive into real works. What's real works? Your honesty. When you say, oh, but you can't say my truth. Listen, don't get lost in that. There's a way of expression. Because when you say there's the ultimate truth, there is the ultimate truth. But you will not get to the ultimate truth without embracing the my truth. Because that's why you have the vessel. That's why you have to respect what you see when you look in the mirror. You have to know that ultimately the separation is an illusion. But you have to respect the illusion of separation. That's a real illusion. If you don't do that, you're going to live misery. You can't get by. You can try to think you're going to get by, but that's when you're going to attract the trauma. And most likely, you're going to start in trauma, and that's why you keep thinking it's cool to attract it. It's not. Because you learn that from old school methods of dirt, disky method that get lost in the sauce, and even was a mimicry of something that was a fucking expression from those who had the know-with-all of a sick game being played for a representation of low-level energy known as the Iron Age. That we're going out of, because going into the Bronze Age from the Iron Age might as well be looking like platinum, but looking like gold. That's real. Source energy, or silver, that's the point. Because the Iron Age is that much of a difference. That's why you get that lost. That's why it was in the fish. You still was justified in doing these delusions, because they would put there's no blame. The truth is in everything. The admittance of what they're doing is in everything. If you watch anything on the TV, it's ultimately witchcraft. You don't know it's not. Yes, it is. But you see, you have a right to get angry when you hear me say that. But understand that's you're ultimately if you think you're just right about it, because literally, then you're raping your ability. You're raping your free will. You got to come out of that blockages. That's a form of anger. That's a form of get by that was allowed from that energy. From that Iron Age bullshit is disintegrating. That's why I got to feel the pull to not have to post what I do, and I'm able to appreciate the allowance of the magnitude of how I still help anyway do my care. And that's what I do. That's what I'm here to do. And I'm fortunately able and grateful to always be able to expand this into sharing and helping any other entities in such ways that I choose. So respect. You have this ability too to be aware of that. And you got to know that if you got to run from having to do that, it's a give back. You got to give. Look. If you got a male vessel, you got prone to just give. If you're a female vessel, you're prone to give, but it's more looking like to nurture. See? But does that mean, males don't understand how to nurture? No, it don't mean that. Not at all. Because the male is naked. Everything goes back to nurture ultimately. To be outwardly is to want to nurture. To be inwardly is to nurture. So you gotta let go. So what happens is you get the rapers of the free will. The play with the energy. What happens? What's rapers of the free will? Ultimately, the real rapers of the free will is lack of awareness of self. It's lack of wanting to know the truth. Then you know how to play the game. See, it's gotta be a game. You gotta know the ability to be awareness of the now, the real game, known as the now. But that's really so powerful. You don't want to look at it as a game. You want to look at it as the ability to be you. You can look at it, all right. So you could call it a game of life. They say that, whatever you want to look at it as, you want to know how to all be so caring for you that you accept the you. That's when you see. You just raise it up. What does it look like? An 8, right? That's the point. That's why they say 8 is infinity. You see that 9, that's it. They say the 9 is completion. Why? Because the 9 is completion. You understand the breakdown. You understand the bonus for you for watching this long. Having the audacity, right? The wherewithal. Wait. So the 19, right? We'll just, for the sake of simplicity, let's keep the same color for now. Just write good, quick. So when you keep going, when you keep counting up, what's the point for us to do? You gotta understand. Ultimately, every time you do it, so like 9 plus 9 is 18, and then 8 plus 1 is 9. You have our deduction, numerology, feminine, and then gematria, the addition, the masculine, how you know the numbers, because all language comes from numbers. Numbers are expressions of energy. The letters are expansion of expressive energy. So, and you say, but okay, so ultimately the true first expression is the glyphics, like the real, the Jew, Hebrew, like the old school, like these symbols are that the desire to express. And then ultimately start using this device, the tongue, which is the gateway to the physical, like ultimate, like a representation of the physical for humans, particularly because of the vibration ability, a capability from the tongue, a human tongue, source energy, or any other entity similar to a human or any animal too, but you get it. But then when you get to 19, you add 9. It doesn't equal 9. It doesn't reduce to 9 anymore. It starts reducing to fucking 10. 19 and 9 is 28. That's 10. Go to the 9 again. 29 and 9 goes down. It goes 38. 11. 39 and 9 goes to 48. 12. Okay, you get it? 59 and 9 goes to 68. 14. See. But then you go 68 and 9 is 77, 14, 5. See, the further you go up, it stops happening. So the 19 is the first time that happens. See, that's life. The 19 is the first time that happens. So what's happening is a shift in understanding that you go so far. It's always gonna be like, and each time that shift, it can represent itself through the certain energy available. Like, so that'd be like an Iron Age or a Gold, Bronze Age, Golden Age, Silver Age. Shit. Beyond you, and now you see these ages. Who says that you can't capitalize off any energy to the saying, fuck it, just transmute that whole thing. It's whatever age you want. Your awareness will safeguard you and have you be able to enjoy whatever is happening. And not only enjoy it, but it basically will be, whatever's happening will be feeding, like needing you to understand how for it to keep happening. That's what you want to understand, that you're afraid of, that you are in this now. Good. The one is the all. That's what you want to know. That's that electric. That's that electricity from me. All right? That's, everybody has that representation. So the feminine, the sun, you got to go physical vessel. The sun's electromagnetic. So literally, energetically, it's a representation of the dual itself as a female vessel. Because like I said in the other videos, the clitoris, the human clitoris, has no purpose other than pleasure. So this is a representation of the hermaphroditic nature of the female that we call a human, the human female. The male vessel does not. The vessel does not have it, not in that direct way. There are stories out there of men having menstruation, hence the term menstruation. But this is rare and few and subject to be really valid. Nonetheless, the male does not have it. Why? Because the moon is dielectricity. It is a form of ultimate care unto itself. That's why it hangs lower. It's so crude. That's why you see Batman comics so vile, so dark. Because it's the first primal physical. It's dark. It's the night. We're gonna say yeah, but that's the point. The moon's wherever it needs to be. Who's behind the mask, right? That's why you see Batgirl, Batwoman, right? Catwoman. That's the point. It's not about the vessel. It's about the energy. And what you ultimately see. You gotta see it. That's what you see, and that's why you gotta see. Okay, back through it. That's why I said in Lois Lane, because Superman ultimately is that kind of energy as a male vessel. It ultimately understands. I'm gonna fucking take down whatever I need to, and just give me my woman. That's it. That's an optimal, because it knows, and that's why you see when you look at the sun, it was a give back. See, it's appreciation so much that you're actually giving back when you sun. You gotta know how to give back through appreciation, if and when at all you ever sunbathe. Bathe. That's right. That's that tribal instinct expression in me. When you sunbathe, Sunbath. When you sunbath. So you it's all about that revolving. That's why they revolve. That's why they go round and round. And you see round and round she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. Gotta be talking about the sun, right? Because what the hell else you do? You can't track. You can't even tell sometimes where the moon be at. That's why they be trying to. That's an innuendo still. That's how they leave it in there. That's why they mad at the moon. They say, oh, it's there, the program in the there. He's on the run. He shows up whatever it is. No, but you be tracking it. You know. That's why the menstruation. You can go off the moon. It's an egg, the embryo. The egg is all about the egg. The thing that reminds you of your equality that way first. The pain that way when you don't understand, when you don't got no feelings for, like a going deep to remember your masculine, like a trans man or male, whatever you want to call it. When you're just a lady, you get that pain. It's that menstruation. That's why whatever powers you think you get from it. That's the point. Because you ain't having the kid, you passed the egg. So what else you got? You got to remember the equivalent, the man. Like, all right, that's what you're period. You get all this power, whatever, all these stories. Right? You get it? They say the man has a representation of that period time too. Now I'm not too familiar with it, but I know it is out there and it does exist. And I'm sure once you get it familiar with it, it's going to match with the stuff I already been said. That's how I operate. But that's what you understand the power at 19. That's why even in the text too, it's a form. The 91 or 19, it's a form like I put it. What he talked about in all the passages. Look it up. That's it. Source energy. Inform yourself. Know your shit. Know your stuff. All right. But that's not the primary objective. That's just a little bonus you got. Understanding the influence of it, like a way of understanding why you should have a knowledge of the 19 or 91. 9 and 1, I explained them. It doesn't mean, but the other numbers. No, it's a way of understanding just the way energy corresponds when you understand other energies. So anything is a little less than means you need to respect energy. Yeah. So, probably covers all the bases I wanted to get out of this video about knowing the power of the deepest. Choice starts. See. Moon, slow. Okay, but also too, the female, the internal, the female organs, the sex organs, the representation of what really the difference in the vessel is higher. They are more warmer on average. The male is lower, it's cooler. It's cooler. The moonlight is cold. This is why you have to understand that this is why it's optimal to understand it this way first. Then you can go play with the other ways they got it, the way you get lost in Egypt and being blind and just getting lost in the sauce, right? And the old school Egypt's old school sissy porn. Source energy basically, because it's trying to say, oh, but it's literally, here's what they had to do. It's literally, no, it's a woman. Like, no. You're just raping this ability to care and like not and play like it's friends and still give it energy. But you don't want to. Eventually what's going to happen? Like now, you got to respect what it is. Two, like not two really. Firstly, I say two because yeah, it's two. But firstly, you want always your continued choice is always from the time you start. Want to be firstly from that. That's called planting good seeds. That's called planting optimal power seeds. Optimal self-love, self-care seeds. That's the know without wherewithal. That's the no self-love counsel. That's the no self-love counsel. KSLC. Now I don't want to call it that because it sounds too much like the real abbreviation for the Salt Lake City, Utah airport. So I'm just left to announce it this way, the No Self-Love Council, all right? And this was an Atticus production. No, that's right, an Atticus production. Know yourself, know the now power. Did you get it? Source energy, source respect, source appreciation, source energy, source respect, source prosperity.